Does a drill press take up too much workshop real estate? Pedestal or bench, it has a very intrusive footprint because of its, let's call it, awkward dimensions. I think they steal valuable floor space, especially in a small workshop like mine. To combat this, many people, myself included until recently, decide to make the tool mobile with a mobile base. But because the tool is top heavy, you need to increase the footprint of the base for stability, which ironically takes up even more workshop floor space, which in my opinion is a bit silly for a tool that has such a small effective work area. Today I'm going to put a stop to this bulky tool crowding my workflow by installing it on a wall-mounted cantilever swing-away base. I can swing it forward when I want to use it and swing it away against the wall and utilize a less intrusive dimension to store it. Making the wall-mounted bracket out of steel is likely the more logical approach because placing this 30+ kilogram machine on a cantilever is going to put a fair amount of strain on the bracket as well as the swing mechanism. But I'm not set up for working with steel, I'm set up for working with wood. So I'm going to go that route. Is it going to be strong enough? I guess I'm going to find out. For the material, I'm going with 38mm, or I think it's about 1.5 inches thick construction grade lumber. Now, the finish on these aren't normally that great, so I just ran it through my thickness planer. When I was a young, I guess not so clever apprentice, we used these as scaffolding planks to overhaul and repair hoist units, so I know they can handle the weight. This project is going to consist out of two main components, the wall-mounted or fixed component and then the slew or swing component on top of which I'm going to install the drill. I'm going to start by assembling the fixed component. Okay, so I've cut all the parts that I'm going to be using to assemble the two main components for this project, the fixed or wall-mounted component and the slew or swing component. And as I said, I'm going to start with the fixed one. Before I can assemble the wall-mounted bracket, I still have to do a little bit more preparation on some of the parts or some of the components, like cutting in a seating for a bearing to accommodate the swing shaft. Now, I don't really have to use bearings because the bed is only going to move about 90 degrees, so I could have just drilled a hole into the wood and have it act as a bushing for the swing shaft, but I like the idea of a smooth or effortless movement. Before cutting the bearing seating, I'm drilling a hole all the way through to accommodate the swing shaft. The hole is slightly bigger than the diameter of the 20mm shaft so that the shaft can rotate freely inside the bearing. Using a flush cut bit and a 3D printed guide, I'm cutting the bearing seating. The seating is going to be a tight fit for a very common 6004 bearing with a 42mm OD. Right, so another step in preparing the bearing seating is chamfering this inner edge so that the wood does not obstruct the movement of the inner ring on the bearing. Other preparations to the bearing blocks include adding a radius to the one corner. Okay, so now all the parts are prepped for the fixed bracket. I added these radiuses, which will make a lot more sense once this unit is functioning. But for now, I'm going to assemble this bracket and fix it to the wall. To assemble the bracket, I'm using large stainless steel decking screws and glue. I am sure it will be strong enough to support the weight of the drill. Okay, so I'm going to fix the bracket to the wall over here, and I'm going to try and spread it over multiple bricks. And I'm going to be using the Fisher Dio wall plug because this is hollow cement brick or cinder block, and I find that these plugs work quite well in these hollow bricks. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys, I buy them, but because the wall anchoring is going to be playing an important role in this functioning correctly and holding the load of the drill, I figured I'd mention it. Okay, so I weigh about 3 times as much as my drill, so it seems like the bracket is stable enough. Okay, so next I'm going to assemble the drill base or the swing component. Now, a lot of the preparation on these pieces are very similar to what I did with the wall mounted bracket, so I'm just going to run through it. Something I didn't do on the fixed bracket was chamfer some of the outer edges, but once again, this is purely cosmetic. Okay, so that's the swing bed components prepped and I'm ready to start assembly. The biggest difference you will notice in the preparation is that these components are not going to be accepting a bearing. Instead, these holes were drilled to fit the shaft. So the idea is that the shaft will move with the swing bed, but inside the bearings installed in the fixed component. Okay, so this is now the drill base or the swing component, and for the swing shaft I'm using a 20mm stainless steel tubing, which I think is just over 3/4 of an inch, and it has about a 2mm thick wall, which I think will be more than strong enough to handle the weight of the drill. Next, I'm going to install the bearings and other pieces of hardware before I can marry the two halves, the swing component and the fixed component, together and see if it will actually handle the weight of the drill. Right, so now I've got the bearings installed, but I can't exactly just install this component and install the shaft, because if it had to move like this, the wood will grind up against each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a wear plate over here and on the opposite sides on this component, and in between the wear plates I'm going to install thrust bearings. For the wear plates or force plates, I used 100mm square, 3mm thick aluminium or aluminum blanks. I rounded the corners a bit using my belt sander, but this was mostly cosmetic. In the center of each one of the force plates, I drilled a hole slightly bigger than the inner ring of the roller bearing. And then finally 4 holes to screw it to the bracket. I'm using a 51205 metric thrust bearing with a 3D printed locating ring. After installing the shaft, I'm capping the ends to keep the shaft in place. Okay, so that's the swing mechanism, and I'm quite pleased with the results. It's very smooth, it's very easy to move, and I think I did an okay job at installing the bracket, because when I put it in its stored position or its working position, it doesn't, run away. But for the design to work correctly, I need to be able to lock it in its working position so that when I work on the drill, it doesn't, move. As always, I will be adding plans for this project to my plans website. So if you guys want to support the channel, the link will be in the description of this video. Alright, so all that's left to do now before I can install the drill onto the stand is a proper calibrated load test. Okay, so that is pretty much the idea of this project. I think I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. The bracket is more than strong enough to handle the weight of the drill, and this is a fairly comfortable working position. And when I'm not using the drill, I can move it out the way, up along the wall or up against the wall like that, and utilize, as I said, a less intrusive dimension of the drill. I was going to install a locking or latching mechanism to keep the bracket in its stored position, but it is actually, even with the weight of the drill, quite stable and it doesn't run away. So I don't think it's necessary to burden this project with even more hardware. Now, some of you guys might argue that this design doesn't actually save any space because the effective floor area used by the drill doesn't change, whether it is facing this way or facing sideways. And that is, I guess, absolutely true. But the usable floor space, in my case, does increase because I work towards the open space in the middle of my workshop. I don't, work up against the wall like this. So putting the drill up against the wall like this, in my case, does save space and gives me more workable workspace in my workshop. There is, however, in my opinion, one potential drawback to this design. The drill is now fixed or no longer mobile. So the question is, what is more useful, valuable in a small workshop like mine? Having the drill mobile on a larger, bulkier base that takes more floor space, or having it fixed, or sacrificing the fact that it is now fixed, but now it uses less floor space and it is more discreet, I guess. Let me know in the comment section down below. Or if you have anything else you would like to add, please do so. I love hearing from you guys. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed designing it, building it, and seeing that it actually works. And I think it will be a useful addition to my workshop. I guess time will tell. But for now, however, thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Cheers.